Hi, this is week 4, and I decided to do my reflection using some screencasting. And Week 4 is remix week. I start off the week being a little anxious about how I was going to go about doing all the remixes because I wasn't getting any ideas. But now at the end of the week, I have to say I had fun with it. I love looking at everybody else's assignments and projects and blogs and reflections and seeing what everybody else did with it. It gave me a lot of ideas, and so I really enjoyed it. So here's how week 4 went for me. So I started off the week doing my first assignment. And like I mentioned, I was a little anxious towards the beginning of the week, so I decided to do something expressing how I was feeling about Remix Week. So I did a vintage radio spot. So I used a voice changer app on my phone for the initial clip, and then I downloaded some vintage radio commercials and some sound clips from Soundboard Audio and put them all in Audacity and kind of made my final radio spot. It was quite challenging to make sure I trimmed all the clips to exactly where I wanted it, and then to fit in all the transitions so they kind of smoothly went from one clip to another. It took a long time, but I have to say I'm happy with how it turned out. If you guys want to have a listen, the link is there below in my blog. So I didn't want to incorporate it in during my video here because I just didn't want to make the video really long. So please go ahead and click on the link, and I hope you enjoy it and I hope you get it. Moving on, the daily creates. I've been looking at the daily creates every day, and somehow this week there wasn't any daily create that I was really inspired by. And like I felt like, oh, I have to do this one. So, but like I said, I've been looking at it every day, and I came across this one in which you have the pictures from the animals, and you had to do a story or a caption or something like that. And following the tweets from that day, also came across a tweet from another person saying that these pictures were kind of posed and maybe there was some animal cruelty involved. So that kind of got me thinking in a different way. Um, so to tell you how I came around to doing my next assignment. I've always wanted to do the one of the signs from the future, but I didn't have any ideas for it. But going along with this idea of animal cruelty, I went with that and I came to the next assignment. Um, when we think about all the advancement that's happening in science and technology and all the research and everything, aiming for the future, but along the way, in the process, there's a lot of good and bad happening. So, my next assignment is kind of showing how I feel about animal cruelty and how I'm against cloning. And I hope that came across. So, here it is. Here's my assignment that is Science from the Future. These are all Google refined images, and I put them together in Pixlr. And the end product is not really it's I really think that there's a lot more that can be done to it, and time was of essence, so I just had to do whatever I could and just move on. Everything new here was kind of new to put these 4 pictures together. uh, Things like overlay and layers, all that was new to me, and so it was a great learning opportunity in Pixlr. And I'm quite happy with the way it came out, and I hope my message comes across. So for my daily create this week, I did the one with the bicycle, and again, Google refined searches, and I worked with Pixlr, and you can see why I gave it the name Bicycle Chiller. And I wasn't exactly looking for something like that, but when I looked for different fonts for Care for a Ride, I came across this particular font that you see on top, something called Windix or something. And so when that came up, kind of the picture, and kind of I got an idea of what I wanted to do. And so this was a result of that. right, so this week I was asked to remix my classmate Elsa Pranger. I had a great time looking through all her reflections and her blogs and her assignments and her case study. It gave me a nice insight into who she is as a person and her aspirations and what she wants to do as a teacher. And so I really had a good time with her material, and I hope I did justice with the remix that I did. So I remixed Elsa's pictogram. The reason I picked the pictogram is that pictograms are really hard for me. I'm really not able to understand most of the submissions that are I've seen in our course. They just don't talk to me. Elsa's was kind of straightforward. It just, you can see really clearly she's talking about outdoor activities, mountain climbing, the sun, and yoga, and mountains, and love, and peace, and all the good things. So it was kind of very easy for me to get the idea behind the pictogram, and I decided to do a video with it. Playing with videos is a new thing for me. I have not worked on iMovie or any other video editor. So I looked at Lightworks and the Windows Media, and I finally stumbled upon the YouTube editor, and that's what I used. The cool thing about the YouTube video editor is that it will let you search for video clips that are already licensed with Creative Commons, and you kind of get them and you can work with those. The bad thing in the editing process is that they have no provision to trim from the beginning of the clip or kind of split the clip. You just can trim from the end. So it takes a lot of trimmings to come up with a clip of video that you are actually going to use. So that took me a lot of time. And also for the audio for the video, you cannot put your own audio. You just have to use audio from their library. So anyhow, I found something that worked for me, and I put this together. I'm really happy with the way it came out. So like my earlier assignment, please click on the link below in my blog and you'll be able to see the video. Besides doing the remix and making the video, I wanted to do something else. I decided to make a remix of Elsa's Best Of, so all her submissions, whatever I liked, her quotes, the images. I kind of wanted to work with that. I started off with an animation, but I wasn't really happy with the way it was going, and then I decided to use Nightlab Story Map. I'm really impressed with this program. I know it's more meant to be used like you plot out things on a map, and then you kind of say your story using images and descriptions and captions and things like that. I didn't use it in that way, but still I used the program. I was able to put a lot of quotes from Elsa, images, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. And again, please click on the link in my blog to see the story that I made. All right, finally, we had annotations to do. We started off with the article on Isaac Newton and then the video on Everything is a Remix. So in the article, it was quite eye-opening to hear those things about Isaac Newton. I didn't know that. And yeah, I kind of get it that whatever he was able to accomplish, he was able to do only because he was able to build on the research and everything else that the people before him did. And in the video, Everything is a Remix. It was a great video, and the main takeaway that I felt was funny, like many of the classmates felt funny, was that, you know, it's really hilarious how when you're okay with copying other people's stuff, and when it comes to your own, how territorial you become. And so that is really something, you know, that we have to learn to accept, to change. I'm still trying to kind of inhale the fact that copying is okay and remixing is okay, but as long as you stay within the legal boundaries, it's all okay. So that's still I'm trying to accept. And I'm also kind of questioning my creativity when you think you're coming up with something original, when actually your ideas and you know, your inspiration is actually coming from somewhere else, and you're just using tools to kind of put it together maybe in a different way. So I'm still kind of questioning that, you know, if there is really some original work out there. So, what I got out of Remix, here's what I think. I wrote it down. Remix is good. It has a way of reaching a whole new generation. So, when I think of Remix and I saw the video, I see all this old, you know, music and everything that people have done, and you know, the new generation, they just used new tools and they presented it in a way that appealed to a whole new generation. Things that were forgotten kind of find a way to live again, like that. Remix can also be seen as a way of expressing your voice. When I think of the past elections and campaigns, there was a lot of remix there in all sorts of media, good and bad. And then when it comes down to it, is that it's just a way for people to express their voice. I don't know if they are saying good things or bad things. I can't be a judge of that, but uh, that's what I see remix being used for, as a way to express your voice. Also, remix speaks to people in a way that is familiar to them. So if you have find inspiration in some work that somebody has done, and then you know, like I mentioned, use these programs and these tools that are available now and add a little twist to it, and you are able to reach out to a whole new crowd, you know, it's actually speaking to you in a way that is already familiar. Also, remix is subjective, and I really get that one. Like when I'm driving in the car with my kids and we're listening to music on the radio, and we come across a remix song, and I'm like, oh, they did such a bad job. They kind of ruined the original song, and my kids are like, no, it sounds great now. So it's really subjective, and I just want to share that. I wanted to end my reflection with a really funny remix that I found on YouTube. And that video is also there on my blog as a link. And the video is Don't Stop Me Now. So it's like, you know, we are given all these resources and all these options to try different kinds of media, and this class and this course is so open, and you know, we go our own ways doing our own thing, and the result is really really good. And you know, it's just my way of saying, like, don't stop me now. So I hope you have fun with that. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. See you all next week.